Hi Tom, nice to be here today.
Nice to meet you.
And great to meet you too, yeah. I'm super curious about today because we're going to be talking about the Lumea. And I'm not a Lumea user myself, so I'm hoping that you will be able to at least give me some more information about this product.
I've been working on this light-based hair removal device Lumea for I think 26, 27 years. I'll do my best to explain as best as I can how it works, and I hope I can make you enthusiastic about the product as well.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious. Can you tell me how it evolved to what it is now?
Yes, in the late 90s we had the mechanical epilators, we had the lady shave device. But essentially those are hair removal methods that give a short-lasting smoothness. And then the insight came that people were more and more getting interested in a method that would offer long-lasting hair removal. Right, so we went to do our research into all kinds of technologies. And one day we decided to look a bit deeper into IPL, intense pulse light. Professionals were already using IPL for the purpose of hair removal. We're using these big systems, right, shaped like this.
That big?
And indeed, that big presumably wouldn't fit in your bathroom.
No.
And the energy that came out of these systems was pretty high. So we wondered, well, what would happen if we're going to lower the energy per pulse? And we concluded that at low energy density, it would still work. So it ended up being a smaller system, indeed, but still the size of 2 shoeboxes. I had this camera flash unit at home, and I simply wondered, well, how much light does this flash unit produce? And much to our surprise, it was nearly identical to what came out of those 2 shoeboxes.
Really?
But still, I wouldn't believe it. Simply put it on my leg, push the button.
You put that light on your leg?
On my leg. It was pretty painful, but when I felt it, I knew this can work. So our development team got to work, and then they developed the device that we launched as SenseIQ at the end of 2008 in Spain. Wow. And then we relaunched as Lumea in March 2010.
2010.
So let's say the start of the family of products that developed later on.
So IPL, that is
intense
pulsed lights.
Indeed, intense pulsed light, and it basically means it's light generated by a flash lamp. The flash lamp emits a pulse of white light. And
what happens if you put this light on your skin?
What happens is that the light, it enters your skin. The light finds the hair follicle, it gets absorbed, and all this happens in a thousandth of a second, a millisecond. Right, and because of that very, very brief flash of light, the temperature in the hair follicle goes up. And it goes up to the level in which the further growth of the particular hair in that follicle stops. So it's a combination of the 3 fundamental parameters that make IPL work. And those are the fluence, it's the colors of the lights, and the third one is the pulse duration. So we put a lot of research into getting those 3 parameters right, such that we, in the end, could launch a device that consumers can use safely and effectively at home.
A friend of mine actually uses the Lumea, and I saw her super soft, shiny, hairless legs. And I was wondering if that's already the case after 1 treatment? How does it work?
It takes a bit of time to reach such a result.
How much time?
So in total it will take you roughly 9 months to complete a full regime. But you don't have to wait 9 months before seeing the results, of course, because as mentioned,
that's true.
Already after 2 treatments or so, maybe 3, you should see a significant hair reduction on your skin and more hair staying away if you progress further into that regime.
So I heard you say the regime a couple of times. What does that mean?
Essentially, it's not only using the IPL device in your skin, but you also have to do a pre-treatment, and it basically means you have to remove surface hair.
So you have to shave beforehand?
For instance, shave beforehand or mechanical epilation. You need to remove the hair that's above the skin, because if you don't do that, those hairs will burn. And then do the treatment once every 2 weeks for 4 times. And after that, you can switch to a maintenance regime, as we call it, with a treatment once every 4 weeks.
So how will I know if this actually works for me?
Well, the first thing is to check your skin type. It does not work for people of all skin types. So for that purpose we also have the skin tone sensor in the device. The skin tone sensor will measure the tone of your skin and the device will advise the best setting for you.
Okay.
Then the second important thing is your hair color. Because for the whole technology of IPL to work, there should be pigment in the hair follicle.
Can I use the Lumea on all parts of my body?
It's not only the lower leg, it's also the bikini line, it's the upper lip, it's the armpits or under the arms where we tested. We also tested, by the way, male volunteers.
Ah, yeah.
On the chest and the back. However, it is important that you do check the instructions for use. Because, for instance, on tattoos or moles, for instance, you should not flash.
So what happens after I finish the treatment?
So after you finish the regime, you should be, let's say, more or less hair-free for a year.
And are there any new developments that you'd like to share with me?
If you compare the initial device with the device that we currently have, it's already a lot faster than the first release. That's for sure. We also have an app now to remind the user of when the next treatment is due. And I think, along those routes, we can make further steps towards the future.
Tom, if we're talking about safety, which is a very, very important subject, how safe can you say the Lumea is?
Lumea is a very safe device. This device has been, first of all, developed together with dermatologists. Secondly, the whole device and all the parameters have been extensively tested with over 3,000 participants in our trials. And all I can say is that this device is safe to use if indeed you follow the instructions.
So you don't need any safety glasses for that?
You do not need safety glasses for that, no.
Okay, and a very important question, can it cause cancer?
Lumea cannot cause skin cancer. The leading cause for the development of skin cancer is ultraviolet radiation. And we remove the UV by means of a filter.
And let's talk about side effects, because are there any side effects? And if yes, what kind of side effects?
Well, what we've seen in our clinical studies is that the incidence of side effects is very, very low. Right? And if something happens, then in most of the cases it's a mild redness of the skin that will be there for a couple of hours and then it's gone.
Okay. I think I'm out of questions, actually. I'm gonna process all this information, but it was super nice to talk to you and to get a better insight on how this product works. And I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for this discussion. I really enjoyed discussing the technology and how it works, right? And I find it really great to see it in the shops. It's everywhere. When I travel someplace, I try to go and visit the store and see if it's there. And when I see it there, it really makes me proud to see the product there.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for this interview.